Dear students, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How are you? I hope best for you. I Mukesh Kumar welcomes you to online Mukesh Online Academy. आपका मुकेश ऑनलाइन एकेडमी में स्वागत है. And we are doing the chapter 12 of physics NCERT book, that is the electricity. We have already covered this chapter into the various videos, like we did the introduction, we did the electric current, ammeter, we did the voltmeter, we did the potential difference, okay, we did about the Ohm's law, we did about the factors affecting the resistance, we did about the resistivity. So many things we have done before, okay, and the numericals we had also covered, okay. So now in this video we will be covering about the different numericals related to the formula of the resistivity that we had learned into the factors affecting the resistance, okay, and we will do some questions also about it, okay, like different regions based questions that we will do in this video also, okay. So one usual tip that, okay, so whenever you watch any video, any study related video, think it like a live class, okay, prepare the notes, write the key points. So this way you will prepare the summary for each and every chapter. So it will help you to revise into the exams very quickly. Okay, so I hope you must be doing that because you have heard this in various videos about it, and you must be doing that because you want to become best. Okay, okay. So if you have any doubt, if you have any query, then you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. Okay, or you can write on the comment box also. Or if you want to get the free notes of each and every chapter, then you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. Definitely we will be happy to provide you. And if you want to get the live online classes, then you can also write to me on the WhatsApp or email. Okay, so we will be happy to serve you. Okay, so in this video, we will do about the resistance. In this video, we will do about the resistivity. Okay, and the questions which are related to resistivity. Okay, and I hope you must be getting knowledge, you must be getting benefiting from these videos. Okay, so subscribe to it, share it with your friends, like it, and let's start with the numericals. So dear students, let's start. So today we will do about the questions on resistivity that we had learned a formula. Okay. So in the last video we had learned a formula that R equals to rho L upon A. Okay. So we will do the numericals on this formula. Okay. So now let's do the first numerical. So in this is the question which is given into the NCERT. Okay. So in this question we have been given the length and we have been given the resistance. The resistance of a metal wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohm and at 20 degrees Celsius, and diameter of the wire is given 0.3 millimeter. Then we have to find the resistivity of the metal at that temperature. Okay, and we have to use the table 12.2 and then we have to predict the material of the wire. So what is given here is, so first we will write the given. Okay, so given is basically length 1 meter, means L equals to 1 meter, and resistance is 26 ohm. So R is 26 ohm. 20 degrees Celsius we don't need to write. Okay, diameter of the wire. See, the diameter is given 0.3 millimeter. So this is given to find the area of the cross section. Okay, so for this we will find the radius. So first we will convert this 0.3 millimeter into the meter, which is equal to 3 upon 10,000 meter it will become. So we have to convert this millimeter into the meter first into the SI unit. So now the radius means R will become half of it. So we divide 3 upon 10,000 by 2. So it becomes 3 upon 20,000 meter, or we can write 3 upon 2 into 10 is to the power minus 4 meter. We can write the radius. Okay, and now we have to find rho, means resistivity to find. Okay, So now see, look here, we have the formula R equals to rho L upon A. Okay, so that means the rho becomes equals to R into A upon L. Okay, and A, since the wire is circular, cylindrical wire, so we will use A as a pi into R into pi R square upon L. Okay, so that means rho equals to R. So R is given 26 ohm. We will place the value of R is 26. Pi we can use here as 3.14 into R square means 3 by 2. 3 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 whole square and divided by L is 1 meter. Okay, so need not to write 1. So we got 26 into 3.14 into 3 upon 2 into 3 upon 2 into 10 to the power minus 8. Okay, so now we can divide them. 2 divided by 26 is 13 and 2 divided by 3.14 is 1.57. So we got 13 into 1.57 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 8. So we just multiply them. So 13 9 are 117. 13 into 9 is 117. Okay, so 1.57 into 117. We multiply 7 7 are 49. 7 5 are 35. 4 39. 7 7 or 310. So we 157 and 157. So 9 9 7 16 1 or 5 6 or 7. 13 1 1 2 3 5 8 1. So we got 183.69 into 10 to the power minus 8. Okay, now see, we can shift the decimals. So when we shift decimals, it will become 1.8369 into 10 to the power minus 6 and round it off, it become 1.84 into 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Okay, so now if we see the table, just see the table. Okay, and in that table this material is manganese. Okay, so in that table we will find this material manganese because this resistivity is matching to that element. Okay, so this is how we can do the questions on the resistivity. I hope you would have understood this question. If you have any doubt, then you can write to me in the comment box. Okay, so now let's do one more question on the resistivity. So now in this question, see, in this question we have to calculate the resistance of the wire, which is 1 kilometer long, length is given, 0.5 millimeter in diameter, and the resistivity is given. Okay, so in that question we have to calculate different thing. Now in this question we have to calculate resistance. Okay, so now resistance to be find. Okay, and what is the length here is, length is 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer means 1000 meter. 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter. Okay, and the diameter is given. Diameter is 0.5 millimeter, same as above. It will become 5 upon 10,000 meter. Okay, why 10,000 meter? Because 1 millimeter equals to 1 upon 1000. Okay, and this point will, when we remove this, it will become again 10,000. Okay, so now we will find the radius. So the radius of this wire, that means R, will become divided by 2. So it becomes 5 upon 20,000 meter. Just we can do same as the above question. Okay, so this becomes 5 upon 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. Okay, so we have been given the resistivity rho, which is 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter is the resistivity. So now let's do the calculations. So we know that the formula R equal to rho L upon A. Okay, that means rho into L upon pi R square. Okay, so that means rho is what, 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 8 into L is, we have 1000 upon pi, means we can use here pi 22 by 7. Okay, and R square means 5 by 2 into 10 is to the power minus 4 whole square. Okay, from this point this 0 will go away. So we have 17 into 10 is to the power minus 8 into 100 into 7 upon, we will be having 22 into 5 into 5, and 2 into 2 will go up into 10 is to the power minus 8. These 10 is to the power minus 8, 10 is to the power minus 8 can be divided. Okay, so we divide by 500, that means 20. We again divide by this 5, 4. So we get this. Okay, now 2, we get the 11. So we have got 17 into 4 into 7 into 2 divided by 11. So which becomes equals to, see, 4 to the 8, 7 to 56. So 56 into 17. 7 6 are 42, 7 5 are 35, 39, and then 56, 2, 9 6 15, 1, 3 4 9. So we got 952 divided by 11 ohm. So we can divide them by 11. So we got 11 8 88, 7 2, 11 6 are 66. We got 6. Then point, we will put 0, 11 5 are 55, 5 0, 11 4 are 44. So we got the answer 86.54 ohm is the resistance of this particular wire. Okay, so I hope you would have understood, because you will get at least one question in your exam out of it on resistivity, numerical question. Okay, so calculations are must. So this is purely the mathematical. Okay, we are using the formula and we are getting the answer. Okay, now the next question. In this question, the resistance is given, a 6 ohm resistance wire is doubled up by folding. Okay, calculate the new resistance of wire and its new resistivity. Okay, so you can understand this question by this way. Suppose this is the wire. Okay, and you fold it like this. We have folded this wire like this. Okay, so can you just see, when we have folded this wire, the length has become half and the area has become double. Again, suppose this is the wire. When you fold it like this, so what happens? The area becomes double and the length becomes half. So whenever this type of question comes doubled up by folding, it means what you have to do, you have to make the length half and area double. So R1 is given 6 ohm and we have to find R2 to be find. Okay, what will be the new resistance? Okay, let's say the L1 is L. When we have double folded, that means its L2 become half by 2, means half of the original length. If it's, let's say, the original area was A, then the new area has become doubled, as I shown you. Okay, so in this case we have R1 upon R2 equal to rho L1 upon A1, because the resistivity will remain the same. Okay, there will be no change in the resistivity because material is same. So rho L2 upon A2. Okay, we have taken the ratio, rho 1. So this becomes L1 upon A1 into A2 upon L2. See, because this will go up and this will go this way. Okay, so we got R1 upon R2 equals to L1 upon L2 into A2 upon A1. Okay, so what is the R1 given? 6 ohm. Okay, what is the R2 given? We have to find. What is the L1? L. L2 is L upon 2. L divided by 2. Okay, into what is the A2? 2A, and A1 is A. So A and A is divided, L and L is divided. So we got 6 upon R2 equals to 4 upon 1. Okay, so we got R2 equals to 6 divided by 4, which means 1.5 ohm is the original, is the new resistance now. Okay, so what is the new resistance? So just let's understand it again. So when we have some wire and we fold it on itself, so that means the length becomes half and the area becomes double, and then by taking the ratio of the two resistances we can find the new resistance. Okay, so this is the one way of doing this question. And now they tell you what will be its new resistivity. See, as we had done into the previous video, that resistivity does not depend on the length and area of the cross section. Since in this case material is same, so there will be no change in the resistivity. So resistivity will remain same. Okay, clear? Reason: resistivity does not depend on length or area of cross section. Okay, clear? So in this case material is same, so there will be no change in the resistivity. I hope you would have got this question. So now let's do the next question of the same type. See, in this question we have piece of wire of resistance 20 ohm is drawn out so that its length is increased to twice its original length. Okay, so we have to calculate the resistance of the wire in the new situation and its new resistivity. Okay, so just first let's do the resistivity. It will remain the same thing as we have done in the question number 3. Now the question is, the piece of wire is drawn out. See, when we stretch the wire, then its length is increased. See, suppose if you stretch the rubber band, okay, then what will happen? It will become thin and its length will increase. Okay, so that means it has been stretched out to increase the length. As we have studied in the volume, see, when we change one shape to another shape, its volume remains the same, but there may be change in the outside parameters, like the radius may change, like the length may change, like the area may change. Okay, so as we know that volume is equal to area. See, the volume is always equals to area of base into length or height. Okay, or we can say height also. So in this case, if the length is changing, to keep the volume same, area of base will also become changed, as we have seen in the third question also. So here the R1 is equals to 20 ohm. Okay, this is given. Clear? So that its length is increased twice to its original length. Twice. Matlab kya hai? What does it mean? That if the length L1 was L, then the now new length has become twice of the previous one, 2L. Okay. See, when the length becomes 2L, to make the volume same, the area of base will also change. So it will also become half. See, we saw this in the first question, third question. Okay, when we make the wire folded, when the length became half, area became double. Now here the length has become double, so the area also become half. So if the original area is A, then the new area will become A upon 2. Okay, so we need to find R2 in the new case. Oh, okay. So we will use the same way as we have done above. Okay, so R1 upon R2 will be equal to rho L1 upon A1 upon rho L2 upon A2. So rho and rho gone. So we will get L1 upon L2 into A2 upon A1. Okay, so what is the R1 we have here is 20 ohm. R2 we need to find. L1 is L. We have L and L2 is 2L. A2 we have A upon 2 and A1 we have A. Okay, A gone, L and L gone. So we got 1 upon 4. Okay, so we got 20 upon R2 is equals to 1 upon 4. So we cross multiply them. So R2 becomes, since this 4 will be multiplied with the 20. So R2 equal to 20 into 4. So that means 80 ohm is the new resistance. So that means if we are making the wire thin and length is increasing, so that means area, the resistance will increase. Now in this case it has become 80 ohm. Clear? And what will happen? The resistivity remain the same. Resistivity remain same. As what is the explanation? As we have done in the question number 3, because the resistivity does not depend on the length or area of the cross section. It depends on the material, and the temperature. In this case, material and temperature, there is no change into that. So the resistivity will remain the same. Okay. Now the next question. See, this question is same as we have done the question number 4. Here there is wire which is a 10 ohm. We have been drawn out so that length has become thrice. Okay. So we have to calculate the new resistance and we have to calculate the new resistivity. As again in this question also, the new resistivity will remain the same. There will be no change in the resistivity. Okay. So we can do this in the same way that R1 we have the 10 ohm. This one. Okay. Now if the L1 was L, so that means the L2 has become 3L. Thrice. It has been stressed to the thrice of its length. And as we did earlier, if the area was A, so that means now the new area will become A upon 3 because length has become 3 times. So area will reduce to the 1/3 to keep the volume same. And now we have to find the R2 to be fine. Clear? So same way it will be used. So R1 upon R2 equal to rho L1 upon A1 upon rho L2 upon A2. Since the resistivity will remain same, so we got the answer L1 upon L2. We got the formula L1 upon L2 into A2 upon A1. Okay. So we have the R1 means 10 ohm. R2 we have to find. L1 we have L. L2 we have 3L. A2 we have A upon 3 and A1 we have A. So A gone, L and L gone. So 10 upon R2 equals to 1 upon 9. So we will cross multiply them. So R2 becomes 90 ohm. So the new resistance will become 90 ohm and resistivity will remain same as we have done understood earlier also, because there is no change in the material. Okay. So now let's do one more question. See, in this question, there are two conditions given. The resistance of the wire is given. First, it has been melted and redrawn to make double its length. Okay. And half of its radius. So we have to find the resistance in both the cases. Okay. So first case is very similar to the second, third questions that we have done. Okay. The third question that we have done is by after stretching. Okay. So if we do the first one, so we have the R1 equal to 10 ohm. See, length L1 was L. Now it has been double the length 2L. So as I told you earlier also, when we change the wire, when we stretch the wire, now in this case it has been melted, but the volume will remain the same. To keep the volume same, the area will become half. So that means A1 is A, then A2 will become A upon 2. Okay. R2 we need to find. This is same as we have done 4th and 5 questions, 3rd, 4th and 5. Okay. So R1 upon R2 will be equal to rho L1 upon A1 upon rho L2 upon A2. So rho and rho gone. So we got R1 upon R2 is equals to L1 upon L2 into A2 upon A1. Okay, R1 we have 10 ohm upon R2. L1 we have L upon L2 is 2L. A upon 2 or A1 is A. A gone, LL gone. So we got 10 upon R2 equals to 1 upon 4. It means that R2 equals to 40 ohm. So in the first case, the new resistance will become the 40 ohm. Okay. Now let's do the second part. See, in the second part, it has been made half of its radius. Okay, here the radius have changed. So first we need to find out the area. Okay, so R1 we have 10 ohm. Radius R1 was, let's say, R. So radius R2 is R upon 2. Okay, so first we need to find the R. So what was the A1 equal to pi R square? Okay, which is equal to, let's say, A. Okay, now A2 will be equals to pi into R by 2 whole square, because we have the pi R square. That means pi R square upon 4, and pi R square we have assumed to be A, so it became A upon 4. So now the new area has become A upon 4. Okay, so as I told you earlier also, whatever is the change in area or change in length, correspondingly the length will also be, or area will also be changed. So here we have, if the L1 is L, so that means the L2 will become 4L, because the area has been become 1/4. So to compensate the volume, the length will become 4 times. Okay, so now rest of the things we can do in the same way that we have done earlier. So I am writing the formula straight away. Okay, so the R1 upon R2 is equals to L1 upon L2 into A2 upon A1. Okay, so we have R1 10 ohm, R2 we need to find, equal to L1 we have 4L and L2 we have 4L. Into A2 we have A upon 4, into A1 we have A gone, LL gone. So we have 10 upon R2 equals to 1 by 16. So we got R2 equals to 160 ohm is the answer. Okay, so 16 times now it has become. Okay, so I hope if any of this type of question comes, then you can do it better. And the resistivity, no change, it will remain same as we have discussed earlier also. Okay, remain same. Clear? So these are the very few questions that you can practice on this formula. Okay, if you want to practice more questions on this formula, then you can write to me. I will send you the more questions to practice. Okay, now we will take some theory questions which come into the exam. Okay, and these are very important for the exam purpose. Okay, so that now we will take. See, there are two wires. Okay, in this question there are two wires. One wire is thick, another wire is thin, but they have the same material. So can they have the same resistance? If it is possible, then what are the different conditions that can be used to find the same resistance? Okay, now, so what is our answer? Yes, they can have the same resistance. Okay, so now we have to write the conditions. So conditions are, now if we take one wire of thickness A, then the other wire of the thickness should be half of the thickness. If we take the length of the wire L, then the length of the other wire should also be half. In this case, we can have the same resistance. See, here we have the both A and L. Okay, so he can say that R1 equals to rho L upon A. If we say the R2, that means rho L is what? L upon 2. A is what? A upon 2. So 2 gone. Again we have the rho L upon A. So that means by this above condition R1 equal to R2. It means that if the other wire has, or if the one wire has half the length of the previous wire and half the area of the cross section of the previous wire, then they can have the same resistance. So we can write the answer. So let's repeat. So one wire should have half the length of the previous wire and half the area of cross section of the previous wire, then they can have the same resistance. Okay, clear? So I hope this is understood. Now the next question. In this question we have the two wires, one of the copper, other of manganese. Now we have the different materials, but their lengths are equal, they have the equal resistance. Okay, so now we have to find which wire will be thicker, and we know that the resistivity of the manganese is more than the resistivity of copper. So this is given. So just let's do it and just understand it. How can we do it? See, the one wire is copper, so copper we have considered as C, and the manganese we can consider as a M. Okay, so they have equal length. So that means the length of the copper wire is same as length of the manganese wire, which is equal to N. Okay, now they have the equal resistances. That means resistance of the copper wire is same as the resistance of manganese wire. Okay, but we know that the resistivity of copper wire is less than the resistivity of the manganese wire, or you can say the resistivity of the manganese wire is more than the resistivity of copper wire. So now we have to find which one is thicker. See, we know that the resistance of the copper wire is same as the resistance of the manganese wire. So resistance of copper wire will be the resistivity of the copper wire, length is same for both, upon area of the cross section or thickness of the copper wire. which is equal to the resistivity of the manganese wire, length is same for both, upon area of the manganese wire. So L and L will be divided. So we have got the rho C upon AC equals to rho M upon AM. So now we can write this as a rho C upon rho M. We cross multiply them upon AC upon AM. Okay. See, now this has got the fraction. Okay. Now in this case we have the numerator less than the denominator. It means that on the other side also the numerator should be less than the denominator. It means that the thickness of the manganese wire is more. So what is the conclusion? That manganese wire is more thick. Clear? So this is now we conclude that from this question. Okay. Now let's do some more questions. Now the question is, the silver metal is best conductor of electricity. We have to find the reason. Why is this? Okay. So what is the reason? See, first of all, it has the more number of free electrons. So as we have earlier studied that the free electrons, more is the number of free electrons, more will be the conduction of electricity. And second, its resistivity is very low. So that means its resistance is very less. So that means its conductivity becomes more. So that is why the silver metal is the best conductor of electricity. Now the next question is, copper and aluminium wires are usually employed for the electrical transmission. Okay. So see, as we have just done earlier, silver metal is the best conductor of electricity. So that means we should have the wire made of silver. But since silver is costlier, so we cannot have the silver wire for the transmission purpose. So what we do, copper and aluminium wire are used for the electrical transmission, even when their conductivity is less than the silver metal because they are cheaper. Okay, but there is no much difference into the conductivity. Okay, so we have the same reason, like they have the more number of free electrons. Their resistivities are low, but they are little higher than silver metal, but still they are into the low category. So which makes them very good conductor of electricity, and they are cheaper than silver also. So that is why this is the reason that these wires are used for the electrical transmission even in home or for the long distance purposes. Okay. See, the next question is, the coils of electrical toaster and electric irons are made of alloy rather than pure metal. Or the heating elements or the heating coils of the electrical appliances such as iron toaster are made of an alloy rather than a pure metal. See, wherever we are producing the heat from electricity, we don't use the pure metals. We always use alloy, and in this case we use the nichrome. What we use? We use nichrome alloy. Okay, nichrome alloy is used. What is the reason that we use the nichrome alloy? That we will see. So we have the 3 points of the reason. First, the resistivity is higher. Okay. See, normally we use the nichrome alloy, and the resistivity of the nichrome is around 100 times more than the resistivity of copper. So when the resistivity is more, that means the resistance will be more. So they will produce the more heat. Okay. Second thing, when metals, pure metals are at very high temperature, then they react with the oxygen of the atmosphere. But alloys like nichrome do not react with the oxygen, so they do not oxidize. Okay, so their durability is more, and they have the high melting point, so they do not melt very easily. Clear? So these are the reasons that electrical toasters and electric iron or any electrical heating element is made up of alloy like nichrome. Okay. The next question is, the tungsten is used almost exclusively for the filament of the electric lamp. We already must have seen the bulb of the old type bulb that gives to less power. Nowadays we have the LEDs, so many may have not seen. Then you can go to the, just search on the Google, then how does they look like, or you may find into the nearest vicinity. Okay, so they are as a electric filament. Okay, so suppose this is the bulb. Okay, so here we have the electric filament. So this filament is made up of tungsten. Okay, so what is the reason that it is used for the filament of the electric bulb? So we will write the reason. Okay, the reasons are basically tungsten has got very high melting point. Normally the temperature inside the bulb is around 2700 degrees Celsius, but its melting point is 3400 degrees Celsius. So okay, so that means it will not melt at that point. Okay, at that temperature resistivity is also very high, so it produces more heat because these type of bulbs are based on the heating effect. Okay, and it does not burn. Okay, so most of the metals starts burning at the very high temperature, but this metal does not burn. And we have the inside the bulb, inside the glass, we have the nitrogen gas or the argon gas. Mainly the argon gas is filled, which is very inactive. Okay, so at this temperature, okay, so since oxygen is not there, so there is no question of the oxidation. So this is the reason that tungsten is used exclusively. Okay, now the question is, will the current flow more easily through a thick wire or thin wire of the same material when connected to the same source? Okay, see, as we know that the resistance is inversely proportional to the thickness. Okay, more thick and less resistance, clear, and less thick means thin wire, more resistance. And we also know that the current is also inversely proportional to the resistance. Okay, that means more resistance, less current, and less resistance, more current, provided same source is there. Means the V same. And since in this case material is same, since material is same, so that means resistivity is same, so only the area or length will affect. Okay, so that means when we relate between two, that means thick wire more current, okay, thin wire less current. So through thin wire current will flow more easily. Okay, so we can summarize that. So if the wire is thick, that means its resistance will be less, and when the resistance is less, the current will flow more easily. So this is the summary we can. Okay, clear? Now the question is, the copper wire of resistivity rho is stretched to reduce its diameter, and half of its previous value. What will be the new resistivity? And the wire of resistivity rho is stretched to double its length. Okay, what its new resistivity? Give reason for your answer. Okay, so as we have understood this question when we did the numericals, so the resistivity does not depend on the length or the area of cross section. Okay, so we know that resistivity, as we have earlier studied, that the factors which affect the resistivity are nature of material and temperature. In this case there has been no change into those values, only the length and diameter is being changed. Okay, so that means there will be no change in the resistivity. This is the VI graph of a temperature at two different temperature is given, where T1 is equal to T1 T2. We have to find which temperature is greater. Okay, see, as we know that the slope of graph or line is equal to resistance here of conductor. See, since V is given on the y axis, I is given on the x axis, so this rule will be used. Okay, it means that if we take this resistance R1 and if we take resistance R2, it means that the R1 is more than R2 because slope of T1 is more than slope of 2. Okay, so we can say the R1 is more than R2. As we already know, with increase in temperature, the resistance also increase. Okay, so we know that the more is temperature and more will be the resistance. So that means the T1 is more than the T2. Okay, so temperature 1 is more than the temperature 2. So let's understand it again. We already know that the slope of the graph is equal to the slope of the resistance of the conductor. Here in this case, what we can see that this slope is more and this slope is less. So that means the resistance, this resistance is more and this resistance is less. And as we already know that when the temperature is more, then the resistance will be more because the resistance increases with the increase in temperature. So that means the T1 is more and T2 is less. Okay. See, in this question, there is a wire which draws a current of 2 ampere at 20 degrees Celsius. Temperature is increased to 40 degrees Celsius. Then what will happen to the current drawn by the same wire when connected to the same battery? It means that in this question, V is same and I is 2 ampere. Okay, at temperature 20 degrees Celsius. Now we have made the temperature 40 degrees Celsius. As we have understood in the first question, more temperature, more resistance. That means if we increase the temperature, then resistance will be more. So that means R2 will be more than R1 because reason is T2 is more than T1. So when we increase the resistance, as we know that I is inversely proportional to the resistance. So that means when we increase the resistance, then the current will also decrease. Okay. When we increase the resistance, current will decrease, and when we decrease the resistance, the current will increase. So since R2 is more than R1, so that means I2 will become less than I1. It means that the current will decrease. Okay. So students, today we have done different questions like numerical questions we have done related to the resistivity, and we have done some theoretical questions which regularly comes into the exam, and so these questions are for the exam purpose. Okay, so I hope you would have understood it, and if you have any doubt, then you can write to me. So students, in the next video we will do about the series and parallel combinations. Okay, which is a very important topic of this chapter. Okay, so we get many questions from this topic. Okay, and many numericals we get from this topic. So in the next video we will do about the series and parallel combinations. So thank you so much for watching. Write your comments about the video and any query, doubt about the topic in the comment box, or you can write to me on the WhatsApp or email. Okay, and the ID I have given into and the phone number I have given into the description. You can follow me on the Telegram also. Okay, and if you want to get the free notes, then you can also write to me on the WhatsApp or email. We will be happy to provide you. And if you want to do the live online classes, then also you can write me on the WhatsApp or email. Then we will be happy to serve you. Hey students, I hope you must be enjoying the video. You will be liking the video, and share it with your friends. Like it, subscribe to it, share it. Thank you so much.